You like that blood in there? I love it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's actually really cool. I didn't think it was gonna come out that great.
It turned out really good. Like, and I know you were saying that like you're gonna do like actual blood pumping, like you can.
Yeah,
do
we
it,
can.
right?
Yeah. And we actually have the tubes and we got everything to do it, but it's not.
But this looks really good,
Yeah,
just like this.
I
I
know. And
really like this.
I'm like, this is kind of fun.
So I am here at Retro Toy Con, witnessing one of the coolest things I have ever seen before. I am here with Matt, who has done something pretty incredible. Like, you took vintage Masters of the Universe toys and you blew them up into this.
I did.
This is insane, man. It's so cool.
It's
But
fun.
It is. I mean, I can imagine. But like, what made you do this? Like, what is the inspiration behind something like this?
As an adult, you think to yourself, why do certain like things inspire me, right?
Sure.
Like so you don't really when you're a kid, you have these adventures in your head and you're thinking like the world is your oyster and you're just gonna go on these crazy adventures and you're in this like place of just fun. But when you get older, you lose it. And all of a sudden you see like He-Man on a battle cat as a 20-year-old and you get a little glimpse of that fun. And you're like, it's there for like 10 seconds and it just flies away. And you're like, no, like I want to go back to it. But I think there's something about the art that inspires you to remember there's more, there's more to everything in life. And so like, don't lose hope, don't lose sight of like just joy and fun and adventure. So that's what inspired me.
That's amazing.
And I was planning on doing something like I wanted to build something that was artistic. I always loved the art of He-Man.
Oh, absolutely.
More than any like brand when I was a kid. Like I was born in 81.
Yeah.
So like I loved He-Man art. When I saw it, I thought it was like museum art.
Yeah.
And like somehow this is history and like He-Man existed and we need to learn about him in school. Like I'm like, this is like amazing. You see like it's the way it's painted as like this dark kind of gloomy time.
Right.
And I'm like, is this medieval? Like what is like when did they have these laser guns? Like and I'm just like, so I always loved it, and I never left my mind ever.
That is so
and
cool.
I thought, how cool would it be if more stuff had this kind of art? And then I was thinking, okay, well, they're really small. I'd like to see them bigger. I always love things bigger. Like it's always go big or go home for me. Like I love my TV is like 100 inches. Like I hate. I don't like little things. So, so I was like, okay, how can I blow them up and make it some spectacle out of it, right, where people can get into it. And there's something magical about this line that's different from every other line. So
I definitely agree with
that.
I
love Ninja Turtles. I love Ninja Turtles. They were my other heroes. Like I love Ninja Turtles and I love He-Man and Batman and stuff. But there's so much mystery to it that you just lose yourself in the world.
I love that.
I don't do that with anything else.
I love that.
I said, okay, I want to put something together, inspire people that haven't heard about it or haven't seen it, and make it, and just she could see all the colors and you could see like all the different characters and like so we actually have this printed, the Eternia, and the middle tower isn't painted yet, but it's 7 feet tall.
But you have
we have it. And we have the railing tall? And it works. Like everything works. Like we made it all work. So
yours are monorail fragile like the vintage one?
No. We reinforced it. Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. So we got it all.
That's incredible.
Like, and we have the Castle Grayskull and that's like this tall off the ground. So when you stick it up here, or like Snake Mountain, like all of it, and it's open. We have all the insides. We have the elevator. We got everything. It's awesome and it's fun. Like, and so we're gonna do the entire line.
Everything.
Every little thing.
I mean, you've got so much here already, and I like you were just talking about the Eternia towers, but like that was what was so mind blowing to me when I walked in here. You didn't just do a bunch of big action figures. Like you've got the slime pit.
Yeah, and it works too. Everything moves like it does in the original.
That's unbelievable.
Like everything. This moves up and down too. Like it has the handle in the back. We did everything to the original. All the stuff is fully functional. It's great. So
we were talking about that too, because you were showing me like Spike-Or's trident will come out of his hand. I was playing with Manny faces, and you can actually turn them.
Yeah. So over here, around the corner here is Tri-Klops. So you can
perfect.
See,
look at that.
So if you do whatever face or whatever eyeball you want, and then Yeah, everything. His helmet comes off.
And that Battle Cat, oh my God.
Isn't that
And
great?
like Battle Cat is already one of my favorite toys in
Right.
this line, and just seeing it at that size. But I think what's so amazing is like how perfect these all look.
Oh,
And that's
thank you.
because your process, like you're actually scanning the vintage
Everything, yeah,
toys, right? And
everything.
like capturing all of the details of those
Right.
vintage sculpts
Yep.
and then blowing it up
Yep.
and printing it out. And
Yep.
that's
And then
amazing.
we use like a color matcher, right? A really
Okay.
expensive color matcher to make sure it matches the original.
Oh,
And if it doesn't
wow.
pick it up, then we have 4 professional artists that have to agree on the color.
I mean, look at that He-Man. Look at that face. That's He-Man's face.
That's what that's why I did it.
He-Man's
When they
face.
redid the one that's tall and they gave him those bangs, that face is He-Man's face.
You know, as many cool modern toys we've got of He-Man, I don't feel like anything has captured the likeness that vintage figure had. It's just so special to me.
No, it's hard to even capture it in like a statue form.
Right, absolutely.
It's a very difficult sculpt.
Something really intricate about He-Man's likeness. It's hard to get.
It really
it's
is.
hard to get.
It's a one and done thing. Like
Yeah.
you can't. Yeah, I don't think it's. Yeah, you broke the mold on that one. That was.
I love seeing Webstore like climbing the tower. I love seeing Trapjaw like doing the zip line thing.
Right.
That's
I thought that
incredible.
was. I saw that on the original commercial, and I was like, oh, we got to do it. Like we got to have a zip line. And so what I tried to do with the terrain is make it look like a sandbox with 2 sand piles, right?
Yeah.
And you have these towers and you have all these things, like all these, you know, and they're just it's like you're in the sandbox and you're playing with them. So that's the whole point of this.
That's amazing.
And then so it's fun. Like, and you know, it took us some time to get the hang of everything's hand painted, airbrushed. It's all.
These details are like, man, I'm like Dragon Blaster Skeletor,
right,
the chain and
right.
the dragon. And then like I want to talk about too, because like these vehicles are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like the Road Ripper, the Battle Ram, the Roton. I mean, Battle Ram and Roton is 2 of my all-time favorite toys. And like even like the details, like you recreated the stickers, the missile. Yes, one of my favorite. I always loved the sculpt of this missile as a kid.
It's great.
And
it's creepy.
Yeah, just like look at that thing.
Yeah,
I just
really cool.
That thing always was so mesmerizing to me as a kid. Like I would stare at that thing and just think it was the coolest looking toy, the coolest missile. And look at this, like in this blown up giant size. That is so cool.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It is so well done.
You keep that. Take that.
Take it.
That's yours.
This is mine.
Yeah, I have extra ones. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So
there you go.
cool.
You can have that.
I love it. It's so cool.
Just the missile. It's all yours, man.
So you have a YouTube channel, right, where you are documenting this process?
I do. It's True Legacy Design. There's not very many episodes on it right now because we've been actually busy trying to get this done.
Yeah.
But time is opening up and we're in talks to do more. So it's just it's all about timing. But yeah, there's only 4 episodes, but you can kind of see what we're doing here and kind of the history of why I choose to do this, like why I love it.
What's the goal?
All right. So I want to do statues of Masters of the Universe. That's my end goal.
Statues.
And I think if we can do them where, you know, try to get it to look like that He-Man face. You know what I mean? Like really make it look like the original with the original colors.
Yeah.
Everything original, and it's a really good looking sideshow quality statue. I would like to build this whole thing with all the figures, blown up 240%, and do every single one of them, including the play sets, everything, and redo the walk-through original Mattel diorama that they used to travel around in 1986.
Yeah.
Do that, where you go into the tent, you see that backdrop of the stars, and you hear like the narrator, and then you get that. We're just talking about, I have an engineer that knows how to do he's a robotics engineer and he knows how to do is it ghost pepper holograms?
Oh yeah, Pepper's Ghost.
Yeah, Pepper's Ghost. That's
like
what it is.
The Haunted Mansion and all that stuff.
Ghost pepper.
Yeah, same thing.
Just a hot pepper.
Very
you just
hot
eat a hot
pepper.
pepper, then you hallucinate, and all these holograms come out of everywhere. So yeah, like that was it. And then so he knows how to do all that. So we're in the process right now of learning how to do that. So we need actors to reenact what we saw in that original, and then we need to do the music, and so we're gonna do the whole bit. Like we're gonna make everything. We'll build that whatever that window is that it shines into to make it look like the same size of the action figure.
Yeah,
like it comes to life and it's actually fighting He-Man. And so we want to do all of it. And then at the end, when you get through the end, you'll see our statues. And if Mattel license us, which we're praying, that they'll license us,
Yeah.
they'll be able to buy our statues. And
That's incredible.
And we'll also have Mattel product online, or not online, but on hand, where they can buy that too. If they want the original action figure or something, they can buy that too. So, and that's our end goal, is to make it, to sell this stuff. This
I
stuff
love
is
it.
awesome.
I
So,
love it. It is awesome. And
It
it's
is.
so unique, and something I've never seen anything done like this to this. I say scale, but I mean that not necessarily in the size, but just like how much you've done.
Right.
And the details and all the work that's gone into this. It's incredible.
We're doing all of it. There's nothing. And then after we get done with this, we're going to do She-Ra. And everything She-Ra.
She-Ra too.
That's going to be complicated, because as you can tell, this is like, we made the cloth. We do everything to the T of what it is originally.
I didn't even talk about that, but that Prince Adam vest is amazing.
Right.
And She-Ra obviously is going to have a lot of soft goods.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot more work there.
My wife is going to hate me, because she's going to have to learn how to sew.
Yeah.
And she already knows how to sew. She did that, but she's going to have to learn how to sew like small dresses for dolls. So it's going to be quite fun. And
amazing.
It's going to be fun.
Well, dude, this is incredible work. It's amazing. It's mind blowing.
Right.
I love it, and I really appreciate you just taking the time to explain all this and show me around, because it's definitely one of the coolest things at this show. I mean, obviously for me, this is
right.
This
Well,
is
you
amazing.
inspired it. So I said that earlier. Like you have inspired this. I was trying to think of what to do. I was going to GI Joe, and I was like, we can do a huge flagship. Like,
oh my God, the flag in this scale would be insane.
Like I was thinking huge. Like, dude, Guinness Book of World Records kind of huge. Like do something amazing. And I had engineers working on it. So we did like the whatever the main like building on the deck is, whatever that's called. We were doing it like, and then we're like, how long is it gonna take to get this done? And they're like, about a year. And I was like, let's back up. In my head, I was like, what can inspire me? So I just started looking through YouTube. And I watch your stuff with my daughter, and then I saw one of your shows pop up, and I was like, He-Man. Like I was like, oh, I gotta do He-Man. And then
incredible.
I bought that book. I have your book,
amazing.
And so I have the book at home, and I just went in and I grabbed it, and I was like, let's blow this up. Let's make this huge, because like people love this. And so it was actually, you inspired it all. Like,
dude,
so that was it.
That's
so
incredible.
So I was
I'm honored. That's amazing. That's wow.
Thank
I
you.
love that though,
Thank you for your
because
hard
it's
work.
like, I mean, obviously like this brand has inspired all of us too, right? So it's like, I love that we can all kind of inspire each other.
Yes.
And just keep the love for these things that make us so happy alive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a reason. I think there's like a real human connection in it. Like there's a real reason why it keeps us happy.
Right.
Like, and I don't want to diminish that or just ignore that, act like that does. I mean, I think we create opportunities with this to make more friends and to do cool things. So
I love that.
So that's what this is. It's
perfect.
Really cool. So yeah.
Perfect. That's amazing. Well, thanks, man. Thank you.
This is coming.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Like, as much as I love the blood pumping feature, I'd be worried about it like leaking or something over time.
So
like,
we're
this
looking
just
at
looks like
Dawn soap.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a red Dawn soap or whatever. Like you get the red kind.
Yeah.
And that doesn't do anything weird over time. Like it just kind of keeps its form. I mean, it might dry out over years, but like, like
that's
the other one did too.
cool.
But yeah.
That's cool.